Hello and welcome to Brodual. This time we have Inferno, the Bloodmarked. This is a continuation of the Inferno questline. If you're an older Skyrim modder, then you might remember Inferno Envoys of End, which we covered back in 2013. But for anyone else, the Inferno quest series is unique in that it doesn't really rely on a detailed story or interesting NPCs. Instead, its main appeal is extremely unique and exciting bosses. It's inspired by games like Dark Souls, where each boss has a set of moves and you need to build a strategy around it in order to defeat them. However, unlike Dark Souls, the base game of Skyrim doesn't come with the combat mechanics needed to offer the same type of combat. So to deal with that, the mod also adds several new combat mechanics that are designed to enhance the boss fights. This is the third and final installment of the series, and although there is a story, you don't really need to play the other two episodes to still have a lot of fun with the mod. Inferno is a series that's designed for the absolute endgame, and is essentially the ultimate test for your character and your own abilities in battle. So if you're coming towards the end of a playthrough, or if you have an older save file that's up to the challenge, then be sure to give it a go. We also think the quest is best done as a standalone thing, so install it, play through it over a few hours, and then remove it, just because the new mechanics aren't really designed for outside of the quest. The basic storyline explains that an evil group called the Ascended have returned to the physical realm to enact chaos on the world, and it's up to the Dovahkiin to stop them. To start the quest, you need to head over to the exterior of Bleakfall's Barrow, where one of the Ascended servants is currently in cahoots with the bandits. After you defeat him, you can loot 2 books and a new spell called Zamnant. The Zamnants play a vital role in the mod and make up a large portion of the new mechanics. You'll unlock them as you go along, and you'll have to work out which one you need to use against each boss. The journals will highlight a strange altar in the top left of your world map, so go there and investigate. When you get there, you'll find it's guarded by a powerful dragon called Vithdova, who you'll quickly realise is no ordinary dragon. He has a couple of abilities. One allows him to cover himself in flames, which reflects all physical damage back at the person who attacked him. However, he can still be damaged by spells. His second ability lets him fire huge amounts of fireballs, which are practically impossible to dodge in an open field, so you'll need to use your surroundings to block them. Once defeated, you can loot his Zamnant, and then click on the altar to be teleported to a hidden chamber. This is where the real quest begins. What lies ahead is essentially a trial of bosses, one after another, each coming with unique abilities just like the dragon you just defeated. We're not going to cover each boss because obviously that would just ruin the surprise of their abilities. However, we will give you a couple of examples so you know what to expect. Each boss will drop a Zamnant, which means as you go along you'll become stronger and stronger, but so do the bosses. The first boss you defeat will drop probably the most important spell, called Static Sprint. This will let you move at extreme speeds around each chamber, which is absolutely essential against some of the later bosses. Most of the bosses will also drop a Zamnant that lets you summon them in future battles, which is extremely helpful for the later chambers. An important thing to keep in mind is that each boss comes with 2 or 3 abilities, so stay back, work out what they are and when they use them, and then fight around it. Going in blind can be fun, but if you'd prefer to know exactly what each boss is capable of, then you can find full descriptions on the mod page. Also, as I said earlier, Skyrim's combat is nothing like Dark Souls, or other action-oriented combat games, so the mod can't really rely on dodging, blocking or rolling because it's not really available. Instead, it mostly relies on abilities and spells that are similar to those found in the vanilla game, but it boosts them to the extreme. So, for example, where a normal monster would create a small earthquake or tremor, the boss Bullruth has the ability to Terra Smash, which summons erupting fissures from the earth at a ridiculously fast rate. At first it just seems impossible, but then you'll notice he makes a humming sound before he does it. Also, the chambers have been designed to assist you in battle, so you'll notice that he can't use the erupt fissures in all areas of the room. So once you work that out, you can work around the seemingly impossible ability. However, his second ability is called Pounce, which lets him jump straight at you from far away, so you can't just hide in the corner either. During the trials you'll also discover the other mechanics. This includes the ability to pick up explosive fragments dropped by certain bosses, which can be released to deal huge amounts of damage. You'll also notice explosions come with new effects, including dirt and debris erupting from the ground, as well as smoke and lingering flames from the aftermath. So against fire-related bosses, the chamber will become a flaming maze. As the bosses go on, they get more crazy and unique. Unlike the other 2 episodes, the bosses are mostly new monsters, so it's not just a group of mages or dragons, which is better because it makes each boss have a clear identity. In total there's approximately 16 bosses, with a few minions that assist them, so there's a good chunk of content to play with. Overall, if you want an extremely difficult chain of unique boss fights, then this is probably the best mod out there. The new mechanics help expand on the vanilla game, and they have to be utilised to the fullest to be able to defeat the bosses. If you're going to give it a go, then prepare to die a lot. But if you've ever played a game with extremely difficult levels, then you know the great satisfaction of finally beating it. Our advice is to not take it entirely too seriously. Glitches will happen and things are definitely overpowered in areas, but it's still a fun way to test out your stronger characters, or to just have fun with new spells. Absolutely everything you need can be found down below, and as always be sure to leave an endorsement on any mod you enjoy, and thanks for watching.